then you will have to spend your time in two areas. One is how to save time. Patches require downtime. How to reduce the downtime. Second, troubleshooting. These two areas are very important. You understand? Two areas are very important. Because yes, I know what is patch and why I am applying patch. I know how to get the information about patch history. Then you have to learn more about troubleshooting, failed patches, as well as how to reduce the time which is basically required by the patch. When you are going to apply patch on the production finally, how you can save time. So there are various ways out there. So we will be discussing on these two areas separately, more again. So it's all about how you're going to save time and more troubleshooting. These two areas again we discuss. And there are then more further types of patches as well. You know that we download all these patches from Oracle support site. Only this, the major upgrade patch, the maintenance patch, is also available on request to a distribution media. Oracle may give you a DVD. But the remaining patches only you have to download from Oracle support site. What is inside a patch? Inside a patch, the structure of the patch, inside the patch. Actually, this, the Oracle development team, they develop these patches. You have a GL development team, AOL development team, technology module development teams are there. For every module, there is a separate teams are there, development teams are there. They are developing these patches, and after developing, testing these patches, they put all these patches to Oracle, support site, to the support database, and from there, we are downloading. If you are looking for any patch and if the patch is not there, then the support team put a request to the development team. Then development will thoroughly check and they make sure that they don't have the patch and it's a bug, and they assign a number or bug number. That patch doesn't exist. There is no solution. Then they start working on it, and then they may take 1 week time also. So you think that if you are looking for some solution, no. Sometimes 1 week you have to wait for a patch, 1 week after. In which case you have to, if you are on the latest version, latest release, if you are implementing the latest module, you will be facing a lot of trouble. For example, if you are talking about 11i, for example, you are looking for any 11i patches, within no time you will get it. You ask Oracle support people, they will give you patch number for 11i. Everything is available for 11. But 12, 12.0, okay, but 12.11, 12.13, chances may not be. For certain issues, there may not be. So then the development team develop the patch and they give it to these, and from there you have to download. Like for example, in one of our client place, we were implementing a module, OTL module, first time in Asia, Singapore, OTL, Oracle Time and Labor, first time. First time is now, you are a hell of problems. You have an issue, you tell Oracle support people that this is the issue, this issue we don't know. So we and together say we are the same, we are brothers, right? Then they say brother, otherwise they say I don't know who. If they don't understand, you are brother, okay. If then they, Oracle support people, they are blank, we don't understand what you are talking about, what issue we don't know. And then we don't know, we know that it is 2-3 days past. After that they said, okay, we'll put it to development team. Then it goes to development team. Then development team takes 1 week. If you to get the patch, it is going to take 15 days. There is no other way. Now they have reduced the time, maybe 4-5 days, but it's still 4-5 days of week time. Still, otherwise it should be if you are implementing the latest module or the latest version. Otherwise, so first time we apply these patches during implementation time. So who is going to tell you that which patch to apply? Nobody has to tell you. You have to apply all the latest available patches. That's it. And for which module you have to apply? For the module which has license. We install the software, we enable the license, and then download all the latest available patches, family pack or mini packs, and apply those patches, and then hand over to functional guys. The story begins from this line. You understand? First, you are installing dev instance, develop instance, test instance. You are installing. Install, enable license, apply all the latest available patches. From where you get them? What is it? Go to Oracle support, you get all the latest information. You download those patches, apply those patches, and test the patches and give it to the function. Now I am talking implementation. And then functional guys will work. During the time when functional guys are going to do setup, if there is any kind of issue, again they will come to get back to you. You are facing this issue. Again you interact with Oracle support people. Okay. Again you find out the patch. Again you test the patch. Again you apply the patch on there, like that. And once the implementation is done, once it comes to the production, yeah, initially we have to apply patches on the production, but like cycle, you know, every 1 month, every 3 months, your mini pack comes every 1 month, 40 days. So if you keep on applying mini pack, it is good. Your code will be up to date, bug free. Particularly for AD and AOL. We always have to apply the latest patches for AD and AOL modules. We are not applying for GL, AP, or other modules, but these two modules have to regularly apply. Okay, good. What is inside a patch? The auto patch utility is going to apply the patch. The patch basically comes with all the files. Whatever Oracle wants to give, whether they want to give a form or a report or a library or some code, scripts. Okay, so that basically the patch contains. You see detail here, what exactly a patch is. You see this structure of the patch. Every patch is given a unique number. You can call it bug number or patch number. A unique number. This is exactly, you can say bug number or patch number. Bug number or patch number. A new feature can be treated as a bug. Don't worry. A new feature can be given as a bug. Every patch number or bug number, say. As an example, let's say we have a patch number, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And every patch comes with what? README document. README document. This README document gives special instruction, and it also says about the prerequisite patches. So before you apply this patch, you have to apply any other patches. Who will tell you this patch? The README document. You know, when you basically ask for support people, you know, this is the issue we have, and this is the problem. Oh, you do one, you apply this patch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But they never will tell you this patch has 3 or never. No issue, detail issue. They will give you this patch, that's it. And now you should find out that this patch, does this patch require prerequisite patch? They will never tell you before. So before applying patch, you go through the review. Must, it's a mandatory. Without going through the document, no way of applying patch, no chance, no shoot, you never. And sometimes if the patch doesn't require any downtime, the review document will tell you clearly, this patch doesn't require downtime. Without stopping services, you can apply. So this is a special instruction, pre-revision, downtime required and all that, okay. So this document talks about some special instruction. Because I just say special instructions, like for example, about information about the pre-revisit, about the downtime required. Suppose if it is saying no about nothing, no downtime, it's not saying that don't stop services, start services, nothing. That means you have to start services. You have to stop services. And if you look at a patch, what exactly patch is consisting of? If you look at a patch, comes with the various files, right? The files actually. But these files are organized in directories. These are the actual files which Oracle will want to keep. These are the patch files. These files could be form, library, could be code, some C executable programs. It could be any files. But these files, from the patch location, who's going to copy, who's going to apply these patch files to the application? So for that we have drivers. And you know, nowadays all we have unified driver, but before there used to be a split driver in 11.9, but nowadays it is all unified driver. Because let us, we will discuss all that, because sometimes we may be working with 11.9 also. Split driver means, I'll tell you what that. Let me finish this picture. You know, this patch is going to perform mainly, you know what, the patch action. A patch is going to perform 3 actions. EDG. You know, C means copy action, okay, copy. D means database, and G means generate. You understand? These are the three actions. Apache may perform maximum 3 actions. 3 actions. Copy, database, generate. Now we'll see these 3 actions. These 3 actions will be performed. If it is a split driver, then this will be performed by 3 drivers. So in this split driver, you may have a C driver. You understand? C, D, and G. C driver will perform copy action, D driver will perform database action, G driver will perform generate action. 3 separate driver will perform 3 separate action. Apache may maximum contain 3 action. Apache may only perform 1 action, only copy action. But if it is, you know what it is like this, C, your patch number or bug number, not here. These are the driver. If it is unified driver, then it is going to be U, your crash number, .drv. Unified driver in turn will perform all required C, D, G, 3 actions. If it is unified driver, then it is going to perform 3 actions. If it is split driver, separate. So you know what we are using which utility to apply this patch? Auto patch utility, right? We are using auto patch utility. So exactly this auto patch utility we run to run the driver. We actually using auto patch utility we are running the driver, and this driver is performing the action. Okay. Now suppose if there are 3 drivers are there, so how many times you have to run auto patch utility? 3 drivers. You have to run 3 times. You run auto patch utility 3 times, and how many patch you have applied? 1 patch you have applied. So for 3 times you have to run. Same patch 3 times for C, for D and G. If it is unified driver, how many times you have to run? 1 time. You are running which driver? Unified driver. In turn, unified driver is performing how many actions? 3 actions. Copy, database, generate. So what exactly the patch is going to do? If you understand this action, then you will understand that. So we'll talk about these 3 actions. What exactly copy, the database and generate means. Okay. And this patch is going to be applied on which module and all that. It will create directives by the name, the GL, AR, FND directives, and the file size. So when you download the patch is in zip format. When you unzip the patch, the directory is created by the same patch number. In that directory, you will find all this, the patch subdirectories, files, and the drivers, and also the readme document. So this is all. Once you unzip the patch, you will see inside this patch. And now, which driver? Mostly now it is unified driver, which you have to run 1 time. I think it's okay about this readme document. Now we have to look at this patch action. When you are running this action, this individual action, whether it is split driver or unified driver, whatever it is, what exactly C is doing and D is doing. Now here itself you can get an idea. Our actual application, is where? Here, Apple top, Apple and Apple top and if I ask you where are actual our application files, then you tell me the file system name for application files. Our application files are where? Apple top, आगे बढ़ो, Apple top family, आगे बढ़ो, Apple top further से, Apple top, common top आगे, next. I said very clearly, application files, Apple top, common top and only? Very good, only 2 now, very good. Application files are very question of Tegista contain technology sectors, correct? IRIS-Top contain instance configuration files. Application files, actual application files are Apple top and common. And Then where is the data model? E-business suite data model, application data model. It is in. This is application, and where is the application data model? It is in database. Correct? Here in this database we have what? E-business suite data model. Correct? Application files are here and data model is here. So we are talking about clearly application patches. So these application patches in last section itself I told you clearly that these application patches we are applying on application products. GL, AP, AR, AOL, clearly I said, right? Application products. These patches are not going to modify, they are not going to update technology stack components. They are not going to touch, they are not going to touch technology stack files, meaning 10.1 to 10.1. These application patches will not even touch 10.1 to 10.2. They are technology. They are going to only update which files? Inside AppleTalk, inside CommonTalk. Because your AppleTalk contains GL files and your CommonTalk contains Java, Java classes, HTML and all that. That's the patch is going to deliver. So patch is going to make only changes to AppleTalk and CommonTalk. AppleTalk and CommonTalk. And backend database also. Why database? Why database? Because in your database what we have? Data model, na? So why they are applying patch on database? Is it database patch? No, don't get confused. This patch we are applying on database because your database contains data model. If a patch, application patch is going to deliver a new table, that table belongs to application layer, a new table for GL module, or a new PL SQL package for GL module or any module. So where this is going to be done? Where? Onto database, right? Onto database, right? Database. So exactly I am telling you very clear picture. When you are applying patches, where change is taking place? AppleTalk, CommonTalk and database. Now database is not binaries, not Oracle Home we are saying. When you are applying database server patches, those are different, right? Imperium patches, Passage patches, those are applied on binaries, on Oracle Home binaries. Those are binaries patches. Now see. So AppleTalk, CommonTalk and database. So anyway, so here this is the patch directory. So now what is the use of this driver, the actions copy now. So we'll see more in detail here about these actions. Now here itself you can understand that like who is going to copy file from the patch directory to the application directory to AppleTalk. Who is going to do that? Who is going to do that? Which action? Copy. Which action? Copy. And which driver? If it is split, which driver? C driver. If it is unified driver, who is going to do that? You will do it. So actually we download the patch, we unzip the patch and we keep the patch in one location. And then here we have application, AppleTalk, CommonTalk and from there whatever the files are there from the patch, these files will be copied to application location. So we'll see this file. So you know what exactly if you see, we'll have to discuss more in detail about this three action. See, I am talking in terms of action, I am not talking in terms of driver. Because it could be split driver, it could be unified driver. You understand action, you understand driver. Action. So what is basically, if you like patch action, patch actions, say copy, C. C means not just copy, it copies files from the patch directory to application. Means where application is AppleTalk and CommonTalk. First what it does, copy files from patch directory to application directory. Application directory is what? Where is the application directory? It could be AppleTalk, it could be CommonTalk. If it is a form, AppleTalk, no? Where is form? AUTalk, form. A patch is going to deliver a new form. Is it going to be FMD or FMX? FMD. So where FMDs are maintained? AUTalk. And where is AUTalk? AUTalk, AppleTalk. AUTalk, all tops, GL talk, AUTalk are AppleTalk. So that means it is going to up and down. File, forms, whatever. So what when we are running the patch, what C is doing? Copy. Copy files from the patch directory to application directory. Not only that, it also, you know what it does, you know, it also compiles C programs, generate jar files, and also does reading application programs, executables. This is what C is doing. C not only just copying files, but it is doing all this. You know, in all the business suite, there are a lot of C executable is used, C code is used. So when a patch is going to deliver a new C code, C program, so who is compiling that? C. C is copying, C is also compiling. It is also Java archive files, relinking also this way. You know what? Copy files. Suppose if C is going to copy files like, you know, forms or reports or libraries or message files, then those files require to be generated, isn't it? And who is going to do that? G. I'll tell you about D later. First CG. G is generates what? Generates forms, reports, libraries, message files. For example, the patch delivers FMD. Who compile FMD to FMX? G. PLL, the patch will copy PLL. Who compile PLL to PLX? G. Okay? So generating forms, generating reports is done by G. G means generate. Suppose if the patch is not going to copy any files, forms, then G will not be there. When G will come into picture? When forms have been delivered and certain files have been copied by C, which require to be generated, compiled. Okay? Now I am going to ask you this question and we will discuss the understanding about these three actions. So again, if you see, C and G will be using which file system? Upper top and lower top. C is copying, for example, FMD, and G is compiling that FMD to FMS. Message files, message.msb files we already know. And you know what? Anything to be done at the database level, anything, all database related, database action. So you can say we have which now what is the next? D. Database related action. Database related actions or anything related to this exactly. For example, or anything you know detail. Creating new tables, new indexes, the procedures, the new PL SQL code, packages, library, anything. Database related. DB. If a patch is going to copy a new metallized view or a new procedures, who is going to do that? D will do. C for application, D for database. Actually, main there are two only, C and D. G only to generate. Main two, C and D.
Even from objects also the object. Any new objects.
Copy no, creation. Like for example, new tables, new packages, new procedures. For example, existing there is a PL SQL procedure is there in Oracle database, application procedure, and that may be running slow. So Oracle may deliver a new code. Or new enhancements. So anything Oracle wants to deliver, any changes that Oracle wants to deliver at the database level, they do through which driver or which action? So to understand patches, you have to understand this. 3 actions. And if you know 3 actions can be performed by 3 drivers, or 3 actions can be performed by 1 driver. And we are going to see like how to apply more in detail. We'll see that. Now you see, based on that, like this is part. When you apply patches, we have to take backup. So in application side, what you will take backup? In application side, what you will take backup? Upper down and common down. You don't need to take backup of 10.12 and 10.3. As a regular backup, you have to take backup of 10.12, 10.13, upper top, common top, iron sheet top. Regular backup also. But for patches, you have to take backup of only upper top and common top. Because these patches are making changes here. If the patch fails, we have to restore one. Only upper top and common top. Clear? So you have to only protect upper top and common top from the patches also. And also, if the patch is going to run deep, then also you have to take the backup of database. You have to take the backup of database because D is going to make changes to data model. So when you are applying patch, if the patch fails and if you want to go back, or after the patch is completed, if you want to remove the patch, generally I can say patches, application patches cannot be rolled back. There is no concept of rolling back application patches. Application patches concept is nothing like no concept. Like in database also, you know that in interior patches, the single patches can be rolled back. Passive patch, even you can't roll back. Even whatever the patches we apply on database binaries, Oracle Home binaries, the passive patch, that cannot be rolled back. So you have to take backup. If there is any problem with patch, you restore the backup. That's it. At the database level. In application also, you always have to maintain the backup of upper top, common top, and database. Generally, there is no concept called rollback. You know, 11.9 enough. 12.0, 12.1. Now what Oracle is saying in 12.2, 12.2, yes, you can roll back. In 12.2, which is going to come, which is not yet released. In 12.2, application patches can be rolled back. Again, we have to discuss the new architecture of the new changes in 12.2, which is not yet released. Okay. How they are doing it also because we have already gone through the changes. So based on that, these are okay. This is the way they can they have made it possible that application patches can easily be rolled back. But in up to 12.1 also, 12.1, no, patches cannot be rolled back. So we discussed clearly about troubleshooting and all that. In that we'll discuss. Now, based on that, I will just ask you just 2-3 questions here, so that you can understand the concept of patches. You see, this we are talking about 3 actions, right? Patch is performing 3 actions, right? Not necessarily the patch must contain 3 actions. A patch may contain only 2 actions. A patch may contain only 2 actions, maybe only copy and generate, or copy or database. Only depending on what patch is supposed to do. Most of the big patches like Minipack and all that, they contain all. Suppose a patch is going to deliver a form, there is a problem with the form, and a patch is going to deliver a new form. So tell me, how many actions will be there? Total copy, database, generate. Okay. Go fast. Huh? 3. What are they? 3. What are they? A patch is going to copy form. That's it. A form. The patch is going to only deliver form. Only one form. So how many actions? C, D, E. See, you know what? I'm saying that there is a problem with the existing form, there is an issue with the form. And that patch is going to deliver the same form, existing form. There is an issue with that form, so they are giving a new form. So 2 patch. C. So that C CG, not D. Not D. What's the question of D here? And only C is also not sufficient. C will copy FLE and G will combine that FLE to FLX. Oh, finished. Nothing to do at the direction. Nothing.
See, now very fees, then extra fees have come the top.
That's a new form. A new form. And if the form name is same also, no need to. When a form is registered by the same name, extra fill at the database level. So a form, same form. So what you said is able, yes, correct. If it is a new form. If Oracle is going to deliver a new form, then how many? C, D, G. C will copy, G will, but why D? To register that table, that form. Good, D will be there. But if it is an existing form, okay, quick. A patch is going to copy an executable file. For example, let's say, for example, we have a utility called FLDC password or AF password utility. We want to get that utility. That utility is introduced in the latest release, but we want to get in earlier releases. So by applying patches, we want to do. So only one utility, one executable file. So here 10. Which is that? Only C. Say I'm giving an example of FLDC pass utility. FLDC pass only G. Only C. C. Only C. C. CD. Only C. C only. And as you look, okay, what C is going to do? Copy. So that means only copy is enough? Very intelligent, very good. Please, can you very good. Whenever any executable has to be copied, it has to be reading touch, not generative. But C is sufficient. So C is sufficient. No D. D, what's the question of D here? No D. A utility is there. But you must say that C is doing two things. Copy as well as any utility executable must be reading. Good. That who's doing? C itself. So C is there. Not G here. G is for generating. As G is generating forms, not relinking. Who's doing relinking of executable? So very clearly discuss that when you are applying patches. For example, if a patch is going to, if a patch is going to only perform, for example, C only D and G or only C, so then you don't need to take the backup of database, right? Only what? Backup of what? Upper top and common. If C is there, if only C is there, no change will be to database. And another important thing, no, it's not loading. Got clear? This is very important concept. The next, applying patches is no great. Anybody can apply patches. This concept is very important. Yesterday you saw in the class. Applying, you saw it? No. One patch is right? This is another important thing. How these patches are applied? This is very important. B and G will be applied through AD workers. Please note. C will be directly apply auto patch will be AD patch will be directly running. But this is by AD workers. Meaning, when a patch is running, C first, what is that? What is the order of patch? First C, then D and G, correct? C, D, G, right? So when the patch, when patch is going to use AD workers? When going to start D. After C, before starting D, who will be invoked? AD workers will be invoked. And those AD workers will run, will apply what? D as well as G. you have removed this. Meaning, if D fails or G fails, that means who has failed? A particular worker has failed. That you must know first. Okay? How the path is applied. D and G will be always 280 only. Remember, D and G. And again, I am not talking about speed driver. I am not talking about speed driver. I am talking about actions. Whether you are only unified driver. So unified driver will first perform copy. After that, database. But before database, it is going to invoke what? AD workers. So whether it is individual driver you are applying or whether you are applying unified driver, the D action and G actions will be done with the help of AD workers. Okay? Because you must understand that C is doing only copying. Parallel processes are not required according to Oracle. But D is doing database related job. Multiple parallel processes, AD workers will run D fast. G. Okay, I am asking you a quick question here. G. G is doing what? Compiling FME to FMX. A simple question. When FME to FMX is compiled, is there any database connection required? When FME to FMX, yes or no? No. Compiling FME to FMX, is there any database connection required? Yes or no? No. Connection is required. Compiling FME to FMX. See, a very good pattern here. So fundamental चीज ऐसे बोल जिसको हम कर रहा हूँ ये याद रखना है. हाँ, basic चीजें हैं जो very very help you a lot. Yes sir. Why yes?
The farm is FME have any extra feet,
Extra नहीं. Extra what you like is extra. You take out extra. निकालो extra. Extra take out extra.
AOL registration में बस. Farm to field setup.
Clearly, stay clear.
Farm to field big.
Form really new. Form compiling. FME to FMX.
Farm to field. Is there a problem for it?
Good. Actually, yeah, good. You know what? See, what does FME contain? FME contain, a form is based on table, na? Table, columns are there, na? So before comparison, it has to go and check whether the table exists or not. For example, if the table doesn't exist, the form cannot be compiled. You understand? The form contains code, and that code is using the tables or view name. If they are not there in database, the form cannot be compiled. So that means while to compile FMD, to compile libraries, what is required? Database connection is required. To that extent, you have to think. So that's why when we are doing generate G is requiring AD workers, and AD workers, because there are hundreds of forms required to be compiled, generated, so it needs database connection. So if database connection means if there are parallel workers are there, then it can be done fast. You got it? Otherwise, for G, AD workers are not required because simply FME to FME. No, it requires database connection. It requires database connection. So these are very basic things we are discussing here. And also let us see about, in which order you are going to apply part? C, D, G. In multi-node you are going to apply which? If it is individual driver, you apply C, D and G. If it is unified driver, you apply unified driver. Unified driver in turn will apply what? C, D and G. So now we are talking unified driver. So unified driver will apply in this order for C, D and G. Fine? C, D, G. But when you have multi-node, how you are going to, you must know multi-node, right? In multi-node, now you have a multi-node. In multi-node, how you are going to apply? CM. Now here we have, the RDBMS home, this is DB-tar, and here the application tab. This Apple top, the common top, okay? That we do the tech stack and IISP top, all that. Here you have application apps. Here also you have same Apple top, common top, tech stack. So you know what? You have to apply in terms of action. Actually, you have to run U here, but you have to run CG on all apps, CG on all abstract and D on one abstract, any one abstract. D one time, CG for every abstract. So here you have to apply what? CG. CG means, of course, unified driver. CG unified. But here plus also what? D applications. D how many times? One time. CG number of hashtag. If you have got 3 hashtag, 3 nodes are there, 3 hashtag nodes are there. So CG means you have to run. Achha, what unified driver does here? It will apply C, it will skip D, it will go to G. You understand? So one time you have to apply what? On database. One time on database. CG. Just now we saw discuss of same thing. CG. C is what? C. Apple C is going to make changes to apple top and common top. So how many apple tops are common tops are there? Then how many times you have to apply C? G, okay, G forget it. G is just common. How many times you have to run C? And D we are applying on D beta or the data model. How many times? Because this database is one always. Clear C. Okay, so actually C we are applying on apple top. If there are 2 apple tops, there are 3 apple tops are there 3 times. Okay. Achha, this is multi-node, right? This is multi-node, right? Here also you have apple top, common top, apple top, common top and all that. So how many times again? Look at here, how many times total you are running CG? Total 3 times. And D? 1 time, right? This is multi-node, right? Multi-node. Now suppose you have multi-node only. You have multi-node, but we have shared abstract. Multi-node, but shared abstract. In shared abstract, what happened? Here will be, this is the shared story. This is the shared story. This is the shared story. You can say, we already have to discuss previously about the sandbox, whatever, NAS box sandbox. Here you have only one copy of what? Apple top, and one copy of common top, and of course text stacking. And here you have this, let's say, RDBMS, binaries, and here you have INST top, here you have INST top, here you have INST top. So 3 applications. How many abstract? 3 abstract. 3 abstract. 3 abstract. How many times you have to run touch? 1 time. Why? It is not because of multi-node, it is because of multiple apple top. Because there is only one apple top, only one common top, you have to apply patch 1 time. From where? Anywhere. Here you have to apply 3 times. Here you have to apply 1 time. 3 nodes, same. Okay. Here what you are running? What you are running? CMS. What you are running here? Service forms. Here you are running web service. Apache, OA, OSI. Here also same. Here CMS. Here forms. Here the Apache and OSI. Same services. But because only one apple top is there, you have to run 1 time. So from here you apply the factors. So you run what? C, D, G or E. But you have to run auto config. How many times? 3 times. So auto config 3 times. Auto config 3 times. Auto AD patch will run auto config. So here also here overall auto config 3 times. But patch 1 time. Patch 1 time. Patch 1 time. Anything, any question you are not understanding, ask me.
Sir, that IDC tab will have the configuration files. Don't you think they need some sort of synchronization or enhancements? They never will be patched.
Why? Because after the patch is completed, the auto configurability will run, and auto configurability will make changes to INST.
And one more question. IDC tab lies only wherever the services are running.
Exactly, where application car is configured. Wherever installation, in any machine you want to run abstract, in that machine only INST top will be there, but the entire remaining all files will be in the shared storage, in shared abstract architecture. Here you have, you know what, of course, I didn't write completely, but here you have how many INST top? INST top, INST top, INST top, everything. But here also you have 3 INST. Only what we are sharing, application we are saying, upper top, common top, text stack.
But wherever we want to run apps there, the IDC tab should be there.
So actually, this is what we are discussing right now is, in multi-node, how many times you have to apply patch? In multi-node, you have to apply patch multiple times without shared abstract. Multi-node with shared abstract, 1 time. 1 time, patch 1 time. It will save huge time on this. So that's what you think technically. It's not multi-node, it is not single node, it is one AppleTop versus multiple AppleTop. Because the patch is going to run on AppleTop. So if there is one AppleTop, one time. If there are two AppleTops, two times. That's it. And database will be always one, so B is always going to be one. And first you run on this machine because here it is database, and then you can run what you call only. Any question, anything you want? Remember, multi-node on every abstract you run C. And if it is unified driver, it is going to make our job easy. What unified driver does here, if it is unified driver, you go here, you apply patch, you say AD patch and you mention the name of the driver, it is going to what C, D and again you go here, you again apply AD patch, unified driver, it will go for what? C, it is skip. You don't need to tell, it is skip D. Because database actions have already been performed, you don't need to even take care, worry about it. Here also it is directly go for finish. You run 3 times. You run this unified driver 3 times. You run 3 times. What action to be performed, that will be taken care by the unified driver. And what are the other advantages, benefits of shared abstract? We will see that. We will discuss again applying patches on a shared abstract environment. We will discuss. So here exactly we were talking about like the patching in single node and patching in multi-node environment. We discuss about drivers also. So let's pick up on one topic. Actually, whenever you apply patch is in always in application mode. Meaning, whenever you apply patch will be applied. But you can sometimes apply patch only for testing purpose. You don't want to apply patch, you just want to test the patch. So there is a mode is called test mode, like this. Now if you see, the patch physically will not be applied. It is only going to generate the log files. It is only going to generate the log files, and what action the patch is going to perform, only that will be recorded in that log file. But physically it is not going to copy files. It will tell you this file is copied, this file is old, but it is not doing it. Only it is writing the message. Before applying patch, you want to know what this patch is going to do. So if you want to know what action the patch is going to perform, if you want to know, then you have to run patch in testing. It is testing purpose. Sometimes it is required. Even though, let's see, we are applying patches in a testing environment only. We are applying patch in test, but still testing this test mode is also good. And if you don't mention by default, it is what? By default it is? Yes, default is yes. And we have other things, like for example, you want to go for more in detail testing of the patch, and there is something called patch impact analysis. Here first you can also go for that patch impact analysis. This patch impact analysis is a feature of OAM. In OAM we have a utility called patch wizard. There you can go for this, again separately we discuss OAM features related to patches. So, but because we are talking about testing of a patch, so there are 2 ways of it. This patch impact analysis will clearly give you a report saying that this particular patch is going to affect these files. So this particular patch is going to affect which files. It will give the list of that all detail. The patch impact analysis. So sometimes, like sometimes the functional guys may ask you, before you apply this patch, we want to know the report, the impact we want to know. You tell us what is the impact, and then we'll give you green signal to go for patch on it. So you go for patch impact analysis, and you give this report to those people. They may tell you, okay, the impact is okay, we can go ahead with the patch on it. So sometimes, for us or maybe for somebody like for functional guys or for somebody, we have to do this, the testing of patches. In two ways we can do the testing of patches. Just generating the log file or detailed report, the impact of the files. Patch impact analysis. Well, there is another very simple feature is that, sometimes you have to apply patches to update or upgrade AD utilities before upgradation. So it's a prerequisite. Like before upgradation, you have to update or upgrade AD utilities without updating database. Because it has nothing to do with what? Database. It has to just upgrade. So certain times there is a requirement before upgradation, we have to do that. So in that case, you have to run this patch in pre-install mode. So there is a mode is called pre-install mode. What is the default mode? No. Pre-install mode. So then Autopatch will know that yes, I'm not going to update database and I'm going to only update what? AD utilities. And this is a requirement certain times before upgradation. Before upgradation, we have to certain times you have to update AD utilities to a patch. So how we are going to update certain AD utilities to a patch before upgradation without updating database? The answer is by running Autopatch utility in pre-install mode. By running Autopatch utility in pre-install mode. To update AD utilities before upgradation. That's it. To update AD utilities before upgradation. To update AD utilities before upgradation. Update, direct update. Please no, update, changes, making changes. Certain enhancements. The patch, before actual upgradation. And you don't need to worry about that. When you are going for upgradation, this instruction will be clearly mentioned that now you run this patch in pre-install mode. That time you should understand, okay, I'm going to use this option. Understand? And you know what, in 11.9, there was a feature called admin server, and that has been taken out in R12. Later I will tell you about that. In 11.9, whenever we want to apply patch on data model, e-business suite data model, then we have to run the patch through admin server. So there was a feature called admin server in 11.9. Okay, because we are totally right now talking about R12, that's why I didn't mention that admin server. I'll discuss with you separately about the role of admin server for patch application. Admin server for patch application. And there is no admin server concept in R12. But admin server, we discuss what is the key concept of related to admin server. Now you see, let's discuss more. Here we are here, patch modes and options. The more options we discuss. So you see, I think it is coming to your mind that split drivers we had before and now unified driver. Split driver, unified driver. In split driver we have control. We can apply one by one. C fast, you go. Later D you go, break. But when you are applying unified driver, what unified driver is going to do without any break? C, pick up D, go for G. No, I want to go one by one. Yeah, it is unified driver. Yes, you can do that. So there are options are there. Now you are applying a patch based on what? Which driver? Unified driver. A patch is based on unified driver. Okay? So you are going to apply this patch and you say, well, just go for C only. So you have to say options equal to no database portion, no generate portion. That means what? It will go for what? Only C. You want that it should only go for D, then you have to say no copy portion and no generate. No copy portion, no generate portion meaning it will go for D. So you have a control. You want only C? Yes. Later only D? Yes. Only G. In unified driver also you have a control. But you should also know why we do that. Sometimes before upgradation, we have to run a patch only on database. You want to apply a patch only on database. Yeah, during the upgradation time we are going to discuss that. There is a unified driver in there, but we want to only apply that patch on database because we are going to upgrade database. The patch should not run on application. The patch should not make any changes to application. The patch should make only changes to database. So tell me what options you are going to use. Option is equal to no copy portion, no generate portion. So it will directly go for database. Yes, we have to do that. So later again we are going to see this. During upgradation time, we only have to run D portion. So how to run only portion of a patch, a particular portion of a patch using these options. So these are we are going to discuss. We are talking about more options of patches. Again, next, you got it? So this is just an option to control the patch action. Next, how we are going to apply patches without stopping services? If the patch readme document says that this patch doesn't require downtime, so how are we going to apply patches without stopping services? See, whether you stop services or not, but you have to enable maintenance. Without enabling maintenance mode, you cannot apply patch. You try, you say that auto patch will throws an error. Maintenance mode is not enabled. You cannot apply patch. Okay? But when we don't want to stop services, we should not also enable maintenance. Because when you enable maintenance mode, it will not allow user to log in. So that means you don't enable maintenance mode, and you don't stop services, and directly apply the patch. Okay, you can do it, right? But auto patch utility every time go and check the status of maintenance. So how to apply the patch? Like without auto patch utility to go and check the status of maintenance mode. Means apply the patch in a way that auto patch utility should not check the status of maintenance mode, whether it is enabled or not. It should not check. It should not check. So this is called basically hot patch option. This is called hot patch. So you have to run this patch like this. You know what? It's called AD patch options is equal to hot patch. So you write down the meaning actually. Some people have misconception about this feature. By looking at the hot patch, especially some DBA think that we have two types of backup, cold backup, hot backup. Okay. So we have two types of patches, hot patches and cold patches. Wrong. All application patches are hot, believe me. And you are going to see that when you start looking at the client places, sitting in the AC and sweating. Write it down, huh? Am I scaring you? Sometimes thoda step and acha lagta hai. It's good actually, I'm doing really. Sitting in AC, here, sweating. It's easy, huh? No. Sitting in AC, full AC. Applying patches, tension. Why? Because the patch is giving good heat. So all patches are very hot. So all patches are hot. It's not the patch is hot, it is the option is hot. Meaning is it does not check whether maintenance mode is enabled or not. That you try to understand. Not this option is hot, nothing. So basically this option. It does not check maintenance mode, enable or not. Okay? Does not check maintenance mode status. Does not check maintenance mode status. Whether it is on. This is the main meaning. What is the meaning of hot patch? You understand. What is the meaning of hot patch? That's it. you know what, on what basis you say, I'm not going to stop application services and I'm going to apply patch 2 things. The README document will clearly tell you that this part doesn't require downtime and second experience, your experience. You know that, oh, this patch what I'm going to do, it's not going to make any major changes. Well, I can take a decision that without stopping services, I can try it. But the big patches like mini, family patch, you don't try. For that almost, services must be down. So you got it, option is going to have. Does not check maintenance mode status. So whenever you want to apply patches without enabling maintenance mode, without stopping services, you have to use these options. And at the very basic level, we have various options are there. Like, you know, you can mention the driver name when you are running the path opportunity, or you can say, you know, hide the password and all that. These basic options are there, we will discuss later. Okay? Many options are there. Let's look at the patch history next. Patch history. Patch history. You know patch history, you know very well. The information about applied patches. History becomes history, right? Information of what? Information of or information about applied patches. Applied. The patches which have already been applied. You know that in 11i, pre-release 11.5.4, that is up to 11.5.3, Oracle used to keep all these patch history in a file, single file. And that file is called APPLPXT, APPLPT60. It used to be in Appletop admin, under Appletop admin directory. All the patch history used to be recorded in this single file, no database. Okay. Before 11.54, before 5.4, before 5.4. So patch history here, pre-11.54, and from 11.4, the patch history is going to be held in database, inside database. It is good. All the patch information is right in database. Whether you apply C or D or G, where it is going to be recorded in database. And you know in database we have various tables are there, like say AD bugs are there, AD applied patches are there, isn't it? And patch drivers are there, AD patch drivers are there. Even you have information about this FND product installation is there. And I'll give you the list of more tables. You can use some Oracle given utilities out there. There are some scripts out there, utilities are there. With the help of those utilities also you can find out the information about applied patches. From OAM you can find out information about applied patches. Now you should understand when you are applying C, C driver, it is going to make any changes to database? What should be services of database? What should be the status of database services? Should be running. Why? See, even if you are applying C is not going to make changes to database. Why still database should be ready? Because it is going to update database history. Right? After the C is completed, it will write to the database tables that this particular patch is completed. So that's why when we are applying patches, only application services we are going to bring down. All database services, instance and listener should be available. Generally people ask me, like, when we are applying patch, why should we keep database services up and for C? For D, okay, but for C and G, for C and G, also we need to keep database services because it has to go and update database history. Apart from that, you have other sources of getting this patch history information. You know, this basically you see AD, PL, patch history, REPT, report.sql, patch history report. This script is going to give you more information about applied patches. It is in ABTop. It is in ABTop. Okay. ABPH-REPT.SQL. This is going to give you more information about how many patches you have applied. Through script, you can get the information about the patches, patch history. In OM we have information about applied patches. Here you can graphically interface. You can graphically find out how many patches have been applied, how many patches have been applied on a particular day, how many patches have been applied within 2 days, between this date to this date. All you can get it from OAM also. You will see this later in detail how we are going to run this. OAM also gives you good information about. From OAM, you cannot apply patches. Yeah. Autopatch utility still is command line only. Now from OAM you can do cloning. Cloning is again possible. Now cloning is added. Cloning you can do from OAM, command line and OAM. But patching is still not supported from OAM. The remaining information about the patches you can get it from OAM. But the patch, apply the patches now. So probably, I think next release it should come up. Very soon it should come up. Once it is come up means you don't need to go your command line, AD patch. Just go to the tool and click it. And we have so many tools as I told you, APM, Application Patch Management, Quintana for e-business suite. The biggest advantage of this tool is that it is going to automate the whole process. When you go to this tool and you say apply this patch, that tool is going to download the patch, unzip the patch, it will read the README document, go for pre-release it. It will apply the, it will stop the services, enable maintenance mode, it will apply the patch, it is going to send an email message. Fully automated. The utility. Last, it will send you email message also. That the patch, log file. So you can get email message. Fully automated. You can apply patch at a time on 10 instances. Like you cannot apply 2 patches on 1 instance, but you can apply 2 patches same time on 2 different instances. For example, you have got 30 test instances of it. So in that tool, you can run at a time on 30 instances. So that tool is going to apply patch schedule. You can schedule the patch, and you can schedule as well. Okay? Go run this patch up. Today 1 a.m. On 1 a.m. it will apply. So there are so many advantages of using this third-party tools also. I think the same feature we can expect when Oracle is going to add this feature to OAM. Right now, you can get only basic information from OAM. Apart from these all, if you want to know how many patches, something little different, how many patches we have applied and how many patches are available on Oracle support. Very interesting. How many patches we have applied and how many patches have already been developed in Oracle support. That means, we want to comparison with the patches what we have and what are the patches are there in Oracle support. Differences. So you know what, for that Oracle gives you a utility which you have to download from Oracle site. And that's called patch history. What we call this, this is basically, this utility called passet.sh. Passet.sh. You have to download this from Oracle support and run it. What it is going to tell you, it will tell you what are the patches are currently available and what are the patches currently you have applied. 2 reports. And according to Oracle, they every day update this utility. Every day. Every day they update this utility. Every day. if you want to find out what are the recommended patches are there, what patches are recommended for us according to our release, then you have to download this patch, infobundle.zip, and once you download this, with the help of OAM, you can find out this. In OAM we have a feature called recommended, in OAM we have a feature called list of recommended patches, but this is, you will get that information from this file, infobundle.zip. So this parser.sh and this infobundle.zip file, these are the two files which we have to download from Oracle Server every time. Every time. Oracle said that every midnight, every day, midnight, they are going to update these two files. So if you are not downloading every day, every week, at least, or every in 1 or 2 weeks, you have to download. Then you get latest information. The patches, what are there available, what we have. The currently, what are the must patches, the recommended patches.
But you downloading, applying,
I'll tell you the step. You need to keep that file and go to OAM. In OAM, there is an option called list, getting list of recommended patches. The OAM will read that file and give you the list according to our release.
List called release or edit part?
Recommended patches, all recommended patches for your instance, for your current instance. So then if you look at that, you are on say 12.1.12.06. You are on 12.1.1. So it will give you, according to your release, you have to apply this, you have to apply this. It has got complete up-to-date information, up to the current release, 12.1.2.
Suppose I have a 5 app stairs. 5 app stairs nodes with one database and one machine. So all these are called instances.
No, they are not called instances actually, they are called app star nodes. Application tar nodes.
Then INST talking there on all these things.
Okay, instance, no, that is it. That is, INST is called instance home. Instance home. You can say application services are running on all nodes, but exactly the term instances is not used. Application services are running on all nodes. On all apps, these are the app store node and all application services are running.
Applications are there in the INST home.
Actually, this is the name only. Now, don't get confused with instance and instance home. See, INST top is also known as instance home. That's it. Now, it has got nothing to do with your instances. The database instance, application, that is different. This is different. So that means out of INST, you can run your services. So application services. You can say that, like then when you are running forms instance. When you are running forms as well as OA code, 2 instances are there. You can't even say one, correct? Form instance.
They will be running for INST.
In one machine, yes, one machine. In one machine, INST top, because INST top is a configuration file. So form service is running, OA core is running, and OAFM, right? This OAFM forms instances. So don't say just say application nodes, application tar nodes.
But that is different. Test node, test instance, development instance.
Again, they are total separate instances. Those you can say external instances. Test instance, dev instance. It is running in one node or multi-node, whatever, but it's the instance. Application instances, when you say application, forms and OA code.
Every application will have the INST home.
And again, why it is called, I'll tell you. In one machine, for example, you have test instance and dev instance. In one single machine, the reason I'll tell you, one machine you have test and dev instance, correct? 2 instances are there. So that means how many INST will be there? 2 INST. To control dev instance home is dev INST. Test instance home is test INST. You understand? That's the home actually. So each instance will be running in different INST top.
But AppTop is there, right? They will test 2 AppTop from there. What is that?
It can be shared also.
Not share. When AppTop is there, why do you again need INST home? Why the architect is like that?
Configuration in 11i it was not there. In R12 Oracle came out with INST to keep your configuration file separate. So they have done a good job actually, a favor to you, and don't say why they have done a favor to you. It was a real favor actually, I can say. Unnecessarily it was a headache actually. Keeping, mixing application code and configuration file was not a good idea. So they separated your configuration files in separate, INST. Now you're easy. All configuration files are separate. Otherwise, all the configuration file used to be in AppleTow and CommonTow only. So now your configuration file, like Apache configuration file, Forms configuration file is separate. Configuration as well as log files. And anyway, I will discuss more future. So we'll see that more about history. Now you see, first here I mentioned monitoring and troubleshooting failed patches. Troubleshooting, the basic level of troubleshooting, and then we will discuss in the next session. I'm going to tell you some advanced level of troubleshooting. So basic level of troubleshooting is that you know what, if C fails, you know what we are going to do. First, let me start with mostly what fails. D will fail. D means what? Worker ID. If D is running, what is running? AD worker. If G is running, what is running? AD worker is running. Okay. Now you apply patch interactively or whether you apply non-interactively, whatever. You apply interactively or non-interactively. C is done and now D is running. C is done and D is running now. C is done. So D means what? Who is running now? AD workers is running. And now you see that you know workers are doing your job. So how do you monitor? So for monitoring we are using what? AD controller. AD controller. Of course you can run this as a non-interactively. So AD controller. So AD worker, you know there is a status. Number one, show AD worker status. Now here is saying that AD worker 2 has failed. Error. So when you are applying patch from this terminal, so here it will not show error. It will never tell you anything. This session is like hanging. Here when you run ADC error, you say particular worker has failed. Say for example worker 2 has failed. Then you have to go to worker log file. Which worker? AD worker 001 is there, 002 is there, not log. So this log file you have to open. And this log file will tell you the error. Now first I'll tell you some basic error which you can undo. A temporary table space has out of space, gone out of space. An undo space related problem, file permission related problem. So basic issues. So what you have to do? Fix it up. There is no free space in temporary table space. So increase that and now you can restart fail work. You can restart fail work. The basic level of troubleshooting. Okay. So what is the first thing you have to do when a worker fails? You have to make sure which worker has failed. Then open the worker log file, understand the error issue, at what point it has failed. Once you understand the error, you fix that error, fix that issue, and again with the help of ADCTRL, restart failed work. That's somebody is asking you, what would you do the first when a particular worker fails? This is a common question you're going to face in India. Nobody will ask you how you apply patches. What you will do if a particular patch has failed or a worker has failed? What is the first thing you do? So of course we have to go to what? AD worker log. And sometimes you are looking at worker log file and you don't understand the error. Yeah, it is also. So we'll discuss some more. Or maybe you forgot to apply prerequisite patch. Okay? So how you are going to interpret the log file? Now first we say if there is simple issues are there, if there is no free space in a particular table space, you increase the size, you add the space and restart the failed worker. So let's discuss this. First I am talking basic. A G, this is done. A G has failed. It is trying to compile a form. And we know that right now we are unable to compile. Okay, we'll do it. We will compile this form later, for example, or we will compile a library later. So you can go to ADCTRL and there is a 8th option is there which is hidden. 8th option is there which is hidden. You can skip fail worker. But be careful when you are skipping. You should not skip fail worker for D. Unless the Oracle support people are saying do it, okay. But for G, yes, you can do it sometimes. That particular library, that particular form can be manually compiled. Understand? So you can fix the error and restart the fail worker from the point of failure. And also what you can do, you can skip the fail worker. But in certain cases only you have to skip the worker. This is at the basic level of what do you call this, troubleshooting analysis. Basic. Then more advanced level of troubleshooting which are analysis. Next. So now there are two areas we have to discuss mainly. One is how we are going to save time and troubleshooting, more troubleshooting scenarios. More troubleshooting scenarios and more something related to how we can save. So any question for me today in this session? It's okay?
How to do the active tracking services? You can ignore one, but the services are there. Then automatically you know two services will be on.
That is load balancing. Without load balancing, that's a part of load balancing. Again, it depends on which service, like forms or Apache or concurrent managers. Only order support like forms, two forms, both are active, or one is active, one is passive, or both are active, active or active passive. If the active goes down, the passive we can active, or just we need to play with the simple. Yeah, through OM. OM means like not OM but the context. You need to go to context file and you need to make some changes in the context variable and restart the services. Whatever the patches, is it okay? So we will be discussing on two areas more. One is more about saving, how we can save time, and more about troubleshooting.